Chris, what is our first main topic today?
Our first one comes from Gerald Dumas. Hi, guys. I saw that Wolfgang Petersen died yesterday, and I'm just heartbroken about it. Spent decades watching and loving his movies, from Neverending Story, In the Line of Fire, Outbreak, Air Force One, and only watched Das Boot for the first time about 2 years ago and loved it. Wanted to ask what your favorite film of his was. Thanks.
All right, yeah. So this is news that broke during the waning minutes of the John Campea Show yesterday, and we said, we're not prepared to talk about it right now. Let's talk about it tomorrow. I was shocked to hear about it. The last movie of his that I saw, and I think it was the last North American film he did, was Poseidon, which wasn't his best work. Poseidon wasn't his best one. But before that, he had done The Perfect Storm, which I loved. Obviously, so many people treasure Neverending Story, and people just adore and love that film and all kinds of stuff. The In the Line of Fire that he did with Clint Eastwood was so good. John Malkovich was in that one too. That's such a good movie. Enemy Mine is one I really, really liked. But the one, if you're asking me what my favorite one of his is, I wanted to say Das Boot. But, which actually, by the way, producer Jonathan Voico has a poster of that hanging in our studio foyer of that movie. But honestly, my favorite one is the one he did with Dustin Hoffman, Outbreak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love Outbreak. Now, for whatever reason, that one, what was it called? Contagion, the one with Matt Damon?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, Contagion is the one that gets all the attention, right? But for me, Outbreak was the better of the two, in my opinion. Like, it combined a great idea about the whole idea of a global pandemic and the panic, but it was also fun. It was a fun movie to watch with all the tension and everything like that baked in there. Obviously, you've got the Harrison Ford Air Force One that a lot of people, get the hell off my plane, which he still says today, I think. Just so many iconic, great films, and it really is sad. Obviously, he led a great life. He made it into his 80s, and that's great, but still, it's a loss for the movie community. Anyway, Chris, you heard about the passing of Wolfgang Petersen.
Yeah.
When you look back at his filmography, what are the ones that are your favorites?
Oh, man. I love Air Force One so much. I love that movie so hard.
That
I really do. And I'm that idiot on every plane who says it to Logan. Like, I turn to him each time, I'm like, get off my plane. He's like, Chris, stop. No one cares. And then Neverending Story. Gimli very, very almost was named Falkor.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
But then I thought I'd be too sad.
Wendy, who worked with Wendy Lee Zaney, who's a part of the movie couple that Jonathan and Ray and I worked with, her dog, you named yours Gimli.
Yeah.
She named hers Falkor.
She went with it. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Sunny, she had a dog that actually looked just like Falkor, and you could ride that thing. And it was, it was one of those like
It's a
big.
wish dragon.
I was like, Gimli's 13 pounds. So I was like, he'll grow into it. Gimli
Probably not.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those movies, and it's such a loss. But what a long life and what an illustrious career.
Yeah, Aaron, you hear about his passing. What are your thoughts, and which of his films were your favorites?
I think that the two that you guys have already talked about, Neverending Story. That moment where the horse is sinking in the quicksand because the horse knows, and only if you know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to totally ruin it for you, but I think I just did. Spoiler alert, it came out like 50 years ago, so deal with it. But yeah, the scene when the horse is sinking in the quicksand and why the horse is sinking, but the boy does it, is so heartbreaking. And of course, I won't sing the song because we can't, but I will be singing that song in my head. I hate the fact that Outbreak had a resurgent because obviously COVID, but that scene from Outbreak where people sneeze and
and the close-up camera of it, everything spreading.
I really think that's the reason. I think that scene is the reason why people still are not going back to the movies. It's not because of COVID. It's because of that scene in Outbreak that was so terrifying. I feel like even before a global pandemic, I was like, don't sneeze, don't cough, like wearing a mask to the theater because of that scene. I really love Outbreak. It's one of the best.
Guys, question is for you. An iconic director is no longer with us who made some really incredible films. When you think about the career of Wolfgang Petersen, which films stand out to you most? Which was your favorite? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those there. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this episode, Babbel. Now, as an Italian, did you guys know my real name is Giovanni? Anyway, as an Italian that doesn't actually speak a lot of Italian, I've always wanted to learn better Italian so I could converse with my Italian relatives, and that's where Babbel is a godsend. And for you guys, for all your summer travels, or whether you're going abroad or staying domestic and want to immerse yourself in the culture, now is the perfect time to start Babbel. Babbel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, there's still time to learn a new language before you reach your destination. With Babbel, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Now, other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 150 language experts. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German, and others. Right now, you can save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/Campea. That's babbel.com/Campea for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.